Welcome to Serving the Entity, a Myers Guide. Myers is such a diverse killer. He can be played in a variety of ways and has the presence no other killer has. People are afraid of him. Nothing makes people's skin crawl like the cold stare in the distance. With the recent release of Halloween 2018, people are wanting to learn how to play him. First, let's start with the basics. His power is Evil Within. When the game begins, Myers will be in Tier 1 Evil Within. While in this tier, Myers' terror radius is drastically reduced along with his walking speed and lunge range. After holding the power button in view of a survivor, he will stalk them. While stalking, he moves slower. He can see survivors' auras if the survivor is within view, and he gains power for Evil Within. Each survivor only has so much charge they can grant. If they are empty of charge, they will appear as a bright red. Tier 2 is the most common tier Myers will be in the entire game. His terror radius is expanded to 16 meters, his walking speed is increased to a normal killer's movement speed, his lunge range is also increased to a normal killer's lunge, and finally his window vaulting speed is slightly increased. Finally, after stalking for a longer time, Myers can hit Tier 3 Evil Within. This is considered the most dangerous tier of his power. While in this tier, his terror radius is increased again finally to a normal terror radius. His lunge is increased farther than any other killer. His window vaulting speed is further increased, but he one-hit downs every survivor. This normally only lasts for 60 seconds, but can be affected by add-ons. Both of Myers' ultra-rare add-ons completely change his playstyle, and sometimes his build to compensate for it. For example, while using Judith's Tombstone, it is required to run Play With Your Food in order to compensate for the 9% movement speed decrease on all tiers of Evil Within. To use it properly, simply stalk as often as you can to tier up. Once in Tier 3, kill survivors that are next to you by tapping the attack button when the prompt appears. Fragrant Tuft of Hair allows for unlimited time while in Tier 3 Evil Within. While a separate build for this is not required, it can be helpful to complement with the add-ons. Additionally, Myers' very rare add-ons can completely change the game as well. Tombstone Peace is probably the most powerful add-on for Michael Myers. People would argue that Judith's Tombstone is more powerful, but it comes with a heavy drawback of 9% less movement speed. The Tombstone Peace, however, does not have this, which makes it way more nasty of a surprise when it is unleashed for the first time. It behaves the same as the Judith's Tombstone, so downing multiple survivors can be achieved before going into the kill itself. Scratched Mirror is the other best-known, very rare add-on for Myers. This completely changes his playstyle from a stalking, unstoppable onslaught to a careful ambusher. This add-on enables him to see survivors' auras through walls and terrain all the way up to 36 meters. However, he cannot ever leave Tier 1 Evil Within. When using this add-on, try to make the map be forced to Larry's Memorial Institute, otherwise you simply won't be able to win against good survivors. Add-ons to complement this are Boyfriend's Memo or Jewelry Box. Throughout the game, assuming you aren't using Scratched or Vanity Mirror, your playstyle will change depending what tier you are in. Early game, your goal is to get an early grab or hook for free. If anyone spots you and starts running, then instead start leveling up your Evil Within. They will most likely have already told their friends and a grab will no longer be possible. Also, never chase while in this tier with the intent to hit them. Your slow speed will enable the survivors to loop you almost indefinitely. While in Tier 2 you can chase normally, but look for opportunities to charge your Evil Within to 99%. It takes practice but becomes easy after you've gotten used to it. Make sure to leave every survivor with just enough juice to trigger Tier 3, however. Once in Tier 3, you have about a minute to start and snowball the game into your favor. Your goal is to get at least 2 downs and hooks out of a single Evil Within 3 charge. After the time has run out, wash, rinse, and repeat. Remember, it's not always needed to hit Tier 3 just because you have it. Sometimes it is better to simply hold on to it till a better opportunity presents itself. If you deem it necessary, you can create a generator nest and only patrol 3 close together generators. While this can be boring at first, it is very powerful at the late game so long as you can keep those 3 locked down. Some perks that synergize well with Myers are Monitor and Abuse and Bamboozle. Monitor and Abuse is handy due to his already low terror radius. This just makes it borderline non-existent, especially when he's not in a chase, enabling him to sneak up on people and get early hits. Bamboozle is really good because his Tier 2 and Tier 3 increased window vaulting speed are only further amplified, as well as eliminating loops such as the Killer Shack. Some perk builds I like to use are Monitor and Abuse, Barbecue and Chili, Blood Warden, and Hex No One Escapes with Death. This is a classic build of mine that helped with people gen rushing you, and it gives all the focus on the late game instead of the early and mid game. Bamboozle, Spirit Fury, Franklin's Demise, and Save the Best for last. This is an unstoppable build that speeds up everything Myers does while eliminating the defenses of survivors. Hex Ruin, Overcharge, Pop Goes the Weasel, and Unnerving Presence. This is the Gen Stopper build. Simply make a generator nest and defend it till the end. Floppy Butcher, Thanatophobia, Calrophobia, and Distressing. No heals are allowed with this build. Simply dish out the damage and watch them complain. Floppy Butcher, Deerstalker, Knockout, and a Nurse's Calling. This slug build is for keeping everyone down. It's also good for wasting survivors' time while they search for their buddy. Make your choice: Hex Haunted Ground, Hex Ruin, and Franklin's Demise. These perks work with almost any add-ons, but especially synergize well with Scratchmere. I hope you have as much fun with Michael Myers as I do. Thank you for watching, and let the fun begin.